Welcome, students. My name is Ms. Karen Lenisha Cabral, Assistant Professor in Botany at St. Joseph Vaz College, Kottalim. This program is for Bachelor of Science, first year, subject Botany, semester 2, course code BOC 102, course title Biodiversity 2 Vascular Plants. Title of the unit Pteridophytes, module name Stellar Evolution in Pteridophytes. Outline: Introduction to stellar evolution, types of steels. Learning outcome: explains stellar evolution in pteridophytes, describes different types of stele. What is a stele? Now, stele is a centrally placed cylinder or core of vascular tissue in higher plants. Now, stele consists of few components, that is the xylem, the phloem, the pericycle, now medullary rays if it is present, and the pith region. When Tighem and Dolliot developed the stellar theory, now the cortex and the stele are the fundamental parts of a shoot, and both these parts are separated from each other by a structure, that is the endodermis. Now, according to stellar theory, primarily there is no fundamental difference between the anatomy of stem and a root, because they both have a vascular system, so they have the cortex and the stele. According to Van Tighem and Dolliot, endodermis represents the inner boundary of the cortex. Now, the cells of endodermal layer show the presence of Casparian strips. Coming to types of stele. Steles, it can be classified in these various categories. The first one being protostele, then you have siphenostele, solenostele, dictyostele, polystele, and eustele. Now, if you look at the first one, that is protostele and eustele. Now, protostele is seen in the most primitive plants, whereas eustele is seen in advanced plants. Now, protostele can further be classified as haplostele, actinostele, plectostele, mixed protostele. The same way, siphenostele can be categorized as ectofloic siphenostele and amphiploic siphenostele. On a similar grounds, you have solenostele, which is categorized as ectofloic solenostele and amphiploic solenostele. We'll look at each of these in detail. Coming to the first one, that is a protostele. Now, protostele is a type of stele in which vascular cylinder consists of a solid core of xylem surrounded by phloem, pericycle, and endodermis. Now, what is missing in this one is the pith region. The protostele is the most primitive type of stele in vascular plants, and there is no pith, as I've mentioned before. Now, coming to the first one, first type of protostele, that is haplostele. Now, if you look at this particular image, you have in the center, over here you have the xylem, and then you have the phloem. Just like protostele, it is the most primitive type, the first type, wherein here you don't have the pith region. And then outside the phloem, you have the pericycle region that is marked over here, and then the dotted line that you can see is the endodermis. Now, here you have a microscopical image taken that you can see, that is, I'm referring to this part, which shows haplostele. Now, you have examples, you have Rhynia, you have Selaginella. So, it is the most primitive ones from the 4 that we are going to talk about. Coming to the next one, that is actinostele. Now, it is a protostele having a xylem core with radiating stellate ribs. Now, in actinostele, the phloem is not present in a continuous manner. Unlike the previous one, if you see over here, you have these edges. Now, these They appear like a star. That's why it's called as a radiating stellate rib. And if you look closely over here, if you look at the phloem component, it is not continuous. There is a break because of the presence of xylem. And again over here, you have the pith region which is missing. Now, examples, you have xylotum, you have lycopodium, and so on. Now, again here there is a microscopical image wherein the pink and the red component marks the xylem, whereas the blue, that is, I'm referring to this portion, that is marked, this is the phloem, and this one is the xylem. Then the third type is plectostele. The xylem gets broken into a number of parallel plates, and such xylem plates alternate with phloem plates. Example, you have lycopodium. If you see in this diagram, you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 parallel plates of xylem, and in between the dotted component, that is this portion that you see, is the phloem. Now, on similar grounds, you have the presence of endodermis and the pericycle as well. Now, even here that you see, the image that you see, this one is the xylem, and the green portion in between you see is the phloem. Coming to the fourth one, that is mixed protostele. The xylem groups are uniformly scattered in the ground mass of phloem, and such stele is called as mixed protostele. Unlike the previous one, here you see xylem are broken down into small bits and they are embedded within the phloem. So here, as the term suggests, they are mixed. So the xylem and the phloem are mixed together. So that's why it is called as mixed protostele. Coming to siphenostele. Now, protostele did not have a pith. In siphenostele, the centrally placed xylem core is now replaced with parenchymatous cells called the pith. Jeffrey classified siphenostele into two types, that is ectofloic siphenostele and amphiploic siphenostele. Now, in ectofloic siphenostele, the phloem is restricted only on the external side of the xylem and the pith is present in the center. Whereas in amphiploic siphenostele, the phloem is present on both, that is external and internal side of the xylem, and still the pith is present in the center. We'll look at the representation. Now, here in the first image that you see, you see ectofloic siphenostele. Now, how is it different from the other one? If you see closely, in amphiploic siphenostele, you have here and here, you have two circles of phloem, one on the inner side, the other one on the outer side, and in the center over here, between the two patches of phloem, that is the internal phloem and the external phloem, you have the xylem that is present. Whereas in ectofloic siphenostele, you see phloem only over here, whereas on the inside of the xylem, you have this big circle, that is the pith. Coming to the next one, solenostele. When siphenostele is perforated at places corresponding to the origin of leaf trace, such condition is known as solenostele. Now again, like before, it is distinguished into two categories. One is called the ectofloic solenostele and the other one is amphiploic solenostele. Again, it lies on the same line. Now, how is it different from siphenostele? Is siphenostele you had the xylem and the phloem continuous, whereas in solenostele you have this perforation and the perforation is at the leaf trace. So, just like ectofloic siphenostele, you have just the xylem and you have the phloem. So, just one patch of phloem or one circle of phloem, but the stele is discontinuous because you have a perforation at the leaf trace. Whereas in amphiploic, again there is a perforation over here, but if you see, you have a ring of phloem on the inside and you have a ring of phloem on the outside. So you have inner phloem and you have outer phloem as marked over here, inner phloem and outer phloem. And then you have just one circle of xylem which is surrounded by the two. Coming to the next one, that is dictyostele. Solenostele, which is broken into networks of separate vascular strand, mainly because of crowded leaf gaps. Now, each separate vascular strand is known as meristele. Now, unlike the previous one, wherein the stele was continuous, here you have the stele which are broken down into smaller strands. Here. Now, these individual strands of vascular bundle is known as meristele. Now, why this happens is because of the presence of leaf traces. Then we have polycyclic, wherein this type of stelar organization is the most complex in vascular plants. Now, typical polycyclic stele possess two types or two or more concentric rings of vascular tissue. Now, this may be solenostele or a dictyostele, which is a polycyclic solenostele or polycyclic dictyostele. Now, if you see over here, once you say polystele, poly meaning many, many steles. So, over here you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4 stele. Now, dictyostele, as mentioned before, the vascular strands are discontinuous, they are broken down. So, you have the vascular strands which are broken down, and hence it is called as meristele as marked over here. And then you have polycyclic solenostele, because if you see, as mentioned before, solenostele has it has perforation. If you see, there is a perforation over here. So, that is why it is polycyclic solenostele. Polycyclic because you have one stele over here and this becomes the second one. So, it has two rings of a stele. And then we have a eustele, the last one, wherein the vascular system consists of a ring of collateral or bicollateral vascular bundles situated on the periphery of the pith. It is a modification of ectofloic siphenostele, wherein splitting takes place because of overlapping leaf gap. Now, the example over here is equisetum. Now, this condition of eustele is seen in equisetum, wherein you have vascular bundles which are broken down, and this condition is, it represents ectofloic siphenostele because you have xylem and you have phloem. These are the references. Thank you.